What is up, guys? WB Videos 100 coming back at you guys with another video. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading more frequently, and here we are. So I decided that today's video idea is going to be 10 shocking or 11 shocking facts about Randy Orton that you guys might not have known. These are about Randy Orton's dark past and his dark mindset. Now, before I get started, I just want to say this is nothing against Randy Orton. It's not to expose him or anything. These are just 11 things that you guys probably didn't know. Well, you guys probably didn't know. These aren't like one of those 10 things that you guys probably didn't know, and then it's like half the facts you already knew. This is actual things that you probably didn't know. And this isn't to expose Randy Orton. It's not for anything against him. It's nothing like that. It's just for your interest and for your entertainment. And Randy Orton isn't a bad person. Maybe he is. I really don't think he really is. Maybe he just has anger problems. Maybe he just has a dark past. But anyways, here we go. Number 1. So Randy Orton is a former Marine, which you guys probably know. Well, most like hardcore WB fans probably know. And it's probably an experience that he would want to forget. He received a bad conduct discharge for going AWOL twice, and he was cited for disobeying orders. This came back to bite him when Marine 3 wanted to cast him. Well, it would be pretty disrespectful to cast someone who's discharged. So Mike the Miz obviously got to play the part in that movie. So when Orton was in the Marines, the United States Marine Corps, he received a bad conduct discharge as he went AWOL, absent without leave, and he got imprisonment for 38 days at military prison. So you guys probably didn't know that Randy Orton has served, well, some type of jail time, even if it's military prison. Okay, moving on to number 2. Orton was alleged to have obtained anastrozole, clomiphene citrate, and steroids such as stanozol and nandrolone. So I don't know how great the pronunciation was on that, but Randy Orton definitely has been doing drugs before. He's taken steroids and many other drugs. Randy Orton isn't exactly someone who's drug free. I don't know if he's a drug addict, but definitely he's been doing drugs, and people have even caught him backstage smoking pot. Kofi Kingston, he's been a jobber, he's been mid-card, he's even been at the top main card level for WWE. At 2009, he was around the WWE Championship type of level. He was a potential star for WWE. So WWE placed him in a feud with Randy Orton, the Apex Predator, to take him to the next level. There was a triple threat match on Raw featuring Randy Orton, John Cena, and Kofi Kingston, but something went wrong with the finish. And it's not really quite clear, but it was. But there's a video of this. Randy Orton slapped the mat a bunch of times, and when he was doing the RKO, he was setting up the RKO, you know, when he stomps the ground with his fist. He's doing it really aggressively, and he was yelling stupid, stupid, and really nailed Kofi Kingston with an RKO, and he seemed really upset afterwards, and he kept yelling stupid, stupid. So Randy Orton was obviously mad at Kofi Kingston, and it's really unclear why he was so mad, but it seems like it was definitely in excess, and Randy Orton should have made it so clear, because it was really clear that Randy Orton was upset. Okay, on to number 4. So Randy Orton has a bit of an anger problem, actually a giant anger problem, as we just witnessed in number 3. So in 2006, he went to an anger management treatment facility in Atlanta for 4 weeks, and it probably wasn't that much fun, but his cost to stay was $15,000 because he actually had to live on the campus. This is what he said about his time there. "I just got this reputation of being hard to work with, being a dick, and everything in the book, but the truth is I don't flip out anymore." And that really doesn't seem to be true, because Brad Maddox, who is one of WWE's main stars, as you can say, and after Hell in a Cell 2012, he said that he had heard Orton threaten other wrestlers while in the gorilla position multiple times at TV tapings right in front of the chairman, Vince McMahon. Orton was never punished for that, at least, and there's plenty of other stories about this, but Orton, it really doesn't seem WWE wants to punish him, and maybe maybe this is why Brad Maddox was later fired by WWE, because he's saying something about Randy Orton. Like, it's really suspicious how WWE didn't punish Randy Orton a bunch of times, as we might see in other stories. But Randy Orton has done a lot of bad things, and WWE really hasn't punished him that much. Maybe because of his legacy, maybe because of the respect he's entitled to, but they really haven't punished him that much. Okay, on to number 5. I'm talking so much. In 2007, WWE was in the middle of a European tour when Randy Orton beat up a hotel room. He was sent home on the tour, and he had absolutely trashed the room he was staying in to $50,000 worth of damage. He had to pay all the money himself, which obviously he should, and then he had to go home after being sent home. Okay, on to number 6, where we are going to show more examples of Randy Orton not being suspended by WWE or being punished for his action as much as he should be. So the Signature Pharmacy had been busted for providing illegal substances to a lot of WWE wrestlers, and Orton's name was included on that list. He wasn't even suspended for this because WWE management had thought that he had already served his time, which is kind of surprising. Well, not really, because a lot of wrestlers are suspended immediately for drug use, and WWE says that they really have like a zero tolerance policy for this. And he was busted again in 2012, which he was infamously suspended for 60 days for, and he had an epic return afterwards, which I remember. But he indeed did serve this time, and after that, management cooled down on him, and he hasn't really been suspended or punished a lot after that, as we are aware of. Okay, going on at number 7, which isn't really as serious as many of the other actions by Randy Orton. He slut-shamed Kelly in 2011. So in an interview, he said that he could name 10 different WWE superstars that Kelly had slept with. And immediately the next day, he apologized to Kelly, saying it wasn't really any of his business what she did in her time. And he just apologized to Kelly. Okay, so moving on to number 8. So on an episode of SmackDown, Orton told Eddie Guerrero's longtime friend, Rey Mysterio, this was recently after Eddie Guerrero had passed away, that he shouldn't be looking up to find Eddie because Eddie Guerrero was in hell, F that. And his character kind of walked back after what he said, and the company still moved forward with the tasteless angle. So it was really cruel, even though this is more of a storyline, just putting that in there. Okay, moving on to number 9. When someone usually comes into the ring, they just want their 15 seconds of fame or whatever. So when Orton was attacked at a live event in South Africa in 2013, which you guys probably might have heard of, he ascended the ropes to pose for his signature pose to the crowd, and a fan struck him in the ring and gave him a low blow. Then Orton lost his balance and fell to the ground. It was really shocking, and he quickly got up back to his feet and began walking up to the man he did it. And he was definitely going to attack him and beat the crap out of the guy, but security grabbed him quickly, so who knows what Randy Orton would have done to that fan. Randy Orton was about to beat up a fan, and most WWE superstars probably wouldn't have lost their cool, even though that this was a very severe situation. But most WWE superstars would probably have kept their cool. But this is Randy Orton we were talking about. So moving on to number 10. According to an interview with former WWE diva Rochelle Lowen, Randy Orton didn't like people, and he didn't like a lot of people, but he never hid this fact. During her first day in WWE, when she was meeting some of the roster backstage, she and many of the divas weren't a huge WWE fan and didn't really know who Randy Orton was. And her guess of some Canadian didn't really sit well with Orton. So Orton allegedly went into the empty divas locker room and destroyed a majority of Lowen's nice items. It is even alleged that he defected her in her luggage. So Randy Orton attacking divas, not really shocking at this point because Randy Orton's furious temper, and there's so many more stories of Randy Orton losing his temper, but this is just the one I wanted to choose because this is the one that's probably not heard of. Okay, moving on to number 11, our bonus story. So Randy Orton is one of the most dangerous superstars in the WWE. His gimmick is so dangerous. He's one of the most dangerous characters in WWE. And even in real life, backstage, he is so dangerous. And his RKO is one of the greatest WWE finishers of all time. He's even given this to many interviews in the real storylines. But even in real interviews, like this one that I'm going to be talking about, Randy Orton actually verbally attacked the interviewer and he slapped him on the face. There's video of this. So an interviewer asked him if he's had a big TV, because I don't know if he was mocking him or anything. It doesn't really seem like it from his reaction, because he asked Randy Orton if he had a big TV because he would like to see watch himself. Randy Orton totally lost his cool and he slapped the interviewer after saying, "What did you say to me?" And then the interviewer repeated what he said, and then Randy Orton slapped him in the face and walked away. And another scary interview moment came at the Nickelodeon's Kid Choice Awards, when he slimed some smart, lurky host who didn't think Orton deserved the Best Baddie award. So no one is safe from Randy Orton inside the ring, outside the ring. Randy Orton is not someone to mess with. He has a terrible temper, and you don't mess with him. But maybe some of his temper is necessary to his success. Who knows? Maybe he can lighten up a little. Maybe he has lightened up a little now. It doesn't really seem like there's been many incidents now that there were before. But maybe that was just Randy Orton getting to his head, being calm and cocky when he was younger. Maybe he's humbled up a little bit. Who knows? But Randy Orton, it was a great video. I had a lot of fun making this video. Make sure you guys like this video, comment, subscribe, and I want to actually know what you guys think is the most interesting thing about Randy Orton, or if I left anything out, comment that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. On to the next one, and have a great day. Peace.